Hi, welcome to my virtual open house. My name is Mr. Brayer. I'm your student's math teacher at Thunderbird High School. This is my 14th year teaching at Thunderbird High School, 15th in the district. I have your student for Algebra 1, actually Algebra 1 with Math Lab, which the only difference is they get both their math credit and also an elective credit as well, since the class is for the full year. Let me share my screen with you. This is what it looks like when we are in class. I share my screen with them, and they can see my face up at the top and the other students, but also my screen, so that we can go through the math and daily work. So if we're looking at my Google Classroom page for this third hour class period, they see kind of updates in a stream. There's a remind for the class that hopefully you got access to, is on the syllabus. That also you'll get occasional reminders as well. So if you put remind or this Google Classroom page on your phone, then you can get fast updates for whenever anything is posted. I want to show you just quickly what's on the Google Classroom, and then talk about the syllabus, and then you can just email me if you have any questions from there about anything on the class. So we have a daily agenda on that we have them open, and we go through the daily agenda each day. We do some rotations as we're working on our math notes and work and stuff. There's an instructional assistant in our class. Her name is Mrs. Murig. She takes a small group, I take a small group, and then a group's kind of independent for a little while. There's also peer tutors in the class answering questions as I'm going through the notes. So there's some assignments here that they've done the first week of school. The notes are posted online as well, so they can go back and have access to the notes. There's lots of class resources. If you want to click on this, like Meet the Teacher, talks a little bit about me. There's a little video walkthrough of my classroom at Thunderbird High School. There's lots of links here for the things that they need access to. There's also at the bottom a place for them to upload like pictures of they should have a spiral notebook with just like pencil and paper where they're doing math as we're working through the year, and they're at the end of each unit uploading all of that information. Okay. The only other thing I wanted to kind of talk through a little bit before I let you go, and then you can just contact me if you have any questions, is hopefully you had a chance to look through the syllabus for the class. So that's loading up here. There's access to my email address here if you need to email me. I get email really quickly, so if you had a question or something like that, you would get a pretty quick response there. There's also a phone number. You can leave a message at the school, and I'll get that message on my phone at home. An email address for Mrs. Murig, our instructional assistant. The rest of this, there's a code for the Google Classroom to join, a code for Remind, just some links here for the resources the students need access to. There's the breakdown of the grading scale for quizzes, tests, assignments, and participation. They get both a elective credit and a math credit as we go through. It's like 9 weeks go by, they get some elective credit. Another 9 weeks go by, they get math credit, and then start back over again second semester. 9 weeks go by, they'll get elective credit, and then at the very end they'll get more math credit. So you can look through the syllabus for the policies in the class. There's a schedule on there. At the bottom there's a survey, so if you would sign that, if you haven't signed that already, and give me a little bit more information about your your student that's in my class. Other than that, if we go back to the Google Classroom, another interesting thing to show you before we wrap up the video is just day to day. What are they typically doing? So if we pull up the agenda, like just for today, today's Friday, August 21st. So we meet for a while, then they have independent time. They're always kind of doing something different during independent time. Their time is broken up after we meet all together into 3 rotations. One of the rotations is with me. One of the rotations they work on Canvas work and have access to Mrs. Murig's room where they can ask questions and get help. And then the third rotation, they're working on this independent work that's on the agenda. And then at the end, we always meet back together. I take attendance again, and we do some sort of like sharing, wrap up activity. So I wanted to just give you a general idea of day to day, what are they doing? So if you have any questions for me, make sure to email me and contact me through the email or Google Classroom or that number for my work phone. I'm really excited to work with your students. Hopefully I get to work with them in person at some point, but it's going to be a great year. We'll make it a great year regardless of how we are doing it. So thank you. Feel free to contact me for any further information.